Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda, and please welcome to our Operation Freedom platform, WeThePeopleProcessing.com. You know, are you tired of being threatened to be canceled just because you have a company focused on liberty and freedom? Well, worry no more, folks. WeThePeopleProcessing.com is your go-to merchant services, freedom-based company to provide business service payment solutions. We the People Processing provides their clients a cancel culture-free platform which is domestically based. They provide competitive rates, no contracts with next-day funding, a fully vetted and like-minded financial infrastructure, and full support for integrations, implementation, and e-commerce efforts. Bottom line, WeThePeopleProcessing.com focuses on defending your company's free market growth, values, and future. Check them out at www.WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Once you're on the site, enter in password Operation Freedom or call 855-499-2024. That's WeThePeopleProcessing.com. Then, when on the website, enter Operation Freedom as your password or call 855-499-2024.
Mr. President-elect,
go ahead.
Can you state categorically
the question?
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude. No, I'm not going to give you a
question.
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. We are available not just on this platform on YouTube, but we also have a Rumble channel, also named Operation Freedom. And we have the radio show where it all started 10 and a half years ago, which airs out of the People's Republic of Ann Arbor from Wham Talk 1600's Freedom Bunker every Sunday from 2 to 5 Eastern. Join us live every Sunday. It's free. How do you do it? We have listeners in all 50 states and usually from over 120 countries worldwide. How do you do it? You go to davejanda.com, hit the Listen Live button. It'll take you to Wham Talk 1600 streaming service. Hit play, and you're with us. Great guests, great analysis. Now, if you want the podcast, they're available at davejanda.com. In addition, for years on the YouTube platform, before they got into the heavily censorship side of their business model, I uploaded every Tuesday morning a feature called Operation Freedom Briefing, where we go into depth on a particular issue. I still do that, but not on YouTube. It is now at davejanda.com. It's free. It's there by 10 a.m. every Tuesday morning. We hope you'll join us at davejanda.com, both the free side as well as the subscription side. I believe one of, if not the biggest bang for the buck in all the internet. Today's topic is the woke are melting. Yeah. So let's talk about the commander-in-chief when it comes to wokeness, that being Joe Biden. Do you remember, now this is the man who's supposedly in touch with everybody. He feels everybody, just like Bill Clinton. Oh, feel all the people out there, especially the people that are so suppressed. Yeah. Remember during the campaign, that goat rodeo where he didn't come out of his basement, for the most part. When he was in his basement in an interview, he was being interviewed by a well-known media individual who was a minority. And in the middle of this interview, the interviewer speaks to Biden about how he's really concerned about some of his policies as it relates to the minority community. Fair enough. And expresses that there are many minorities who were, supporting then-President Trump. And Biden came up with a classic, well, if you're going to support Trump, quote, you ain't black enough. When I first heard it, I thought I heard it wrong. But I didn't. We all heard it. An incredibly racist comment for a woke dude. But this isn't the first time Biden really spewed racist, just garbage. Yet, the bought-off lamestream fake media, which is a tentacle of the deep state, of which Biden is a puppet of the deep state, is never going to confront these issues as it relates to Biden and his racism. Yet, he claims he is so woke. Well, the commander of wokeness is truly melting. You might also remember that he recently had the internet clip. He was asked about why, and I can't say the word, 32 years of treating folks on the front line of healthcare delivery, and I can't say related to that, but there's this big push for, right? And he was confronted about the fact that, the minority community is very skeptical about and rightfully so, very smart. And they asked him, well, why do you think that's the case? That the minority community is just very hesitant about. Frankly, they can smell a con long before the vast majority of the public can. They are in touch with what's really going on. The average guy on the street is more in touch than most of the people that have all these advanced degrees. So they ask him, why aren't they lining up for this? And his answer was, well, they're not scheduling to get because minorities don't know how to use, his words, not mine, don't know how to use the internet. Oh, here we go again. The commander of woke. Yeah. So I bring those up because you might say, well, it was just a little gaffe. And that's the thing about him. These aren't gaffes. Can you imagine if President Trump said this, or one of his family members, or anybody's administration said things like this? They would be labeled as racist. And frankly, those are racist statements. Yeah. But not Slow Joe, not Basement Joe. Oh, no. It was just a little gaffe. Shh. People's Republic of Ann Arbor. It was a little gaffe. Don't pick on them. Okay. So this past week we had this. Joe Biden says black entrepreneurs don't succeed like whites, ready for this? Because they don't know how to find lawyers or accountants. Christina Lala. Joe Biden recently delivered a speech on the 100-year anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Okay? Joe Biden made a racist remark during his speech after telling, oh, this was creepy actually, little girls in pigtails they would get ice cream if they sat through his speech. It was really creepy. If you get a chance, watch it on YouTube or wherever you want. But it was creepy. Just that part. And then he did this. He said that, quote, the data shows young black entrepreneurs are just as capable of succeeding given the chance of white entrepreneurs, but, well, they don't have lawyers and they don't have accountants. In other words, blacks can't figure out how to find accountants and lawyers, but old white man Joe Biden will show them the way. Now, remember, Joe Biden also said that his son Hunter, the guy who stated in a CBS interview that he has smoked more Parmesan cheese mistaking it for crack cocaine. He said that. Because he's been crawling around on the floor trying to find crack, instead found Parmesan cheese. I kid you not. Joe Biden described Hunter, his son, who was, as we all know, a money launderer from, Russia, China, Ukraine, Middle East, you name it, right? Joe Biden described his son Hunter as, quote, the smartest guy I know, end quote. How special is that? Well, this from the Daily Mail. Now remember, woke Basement Joe and his woke son, Hunter, who is the smartest guy Joe knows. Daily Mail. Hunter's laptop, a recent review, reveals Hunter Biden used the N-word multiple times in text messages. Hunter Biden, son of Joe Biden, used the N-word multiple times in text messages with his attorney. Yeah, the woke dudes are just melting away, aren't they? But the bought-off lamestream fake media is going to tell you none of this. Oh, no. Oh, just believe what he says. If he says it's a little gaffe. No, it's not a little gaffe. Nope, sorry. Now, we're also told that you are an intolerant piece of garbage if you question this whole integration of drag queens into children's events. You are a bad person for questioning this. Former head of group that sponsors Drag Queen Story Hour for children arrested on child porn charges. This from Summit News. The former head of the Cream City Foundation, which sponsors Drag Queen Story Hour in Milwaukee, has been arrested on charges of possessing child porn. Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Brett Bloom, remember, you're not woke if you don't just ask some questions about these Drag Queen Story Hour. You're just not woke. Meanwhile, these woke folks are melting it, on a minute-by-minute basis. Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Brett Bloom was taken into custody by special agents, quote, following an investigation into multiple uploads of child porn through a KIK messaging application account in this past fall. 38-year-old Bloom had uploaded 27 videos and images containing child porn, including 2 files that were uploaded at the Milwaukee County Government Building. Yeah. The woke folks are melting. Now, I attended Northwestern University Medical School in Chicago. That's where I got my MD degree. And the president of Northwestern, an individual by the name of Morton Shapiro, has been kind of one of the leads in this wokeness issue. That the problem with people is they're just not woke enough. He's pretty intolerant, frankly. Very intolerant, frankly. De-woked. This from Mark Glennon from WirePoints. De-woked. Northwestern President Shapiro changes tune on opinion diversity in higher education. Listen to this. Quote, beliefs by professors, this is what aren't facts, end quote. That was what he recently wrote. Beliefs by professors aren't facts, end quote. Wait, hold on. That would be an unremarkable study for an unremarkable column, except for who wrote it. In a new column in Persuasion, Northwestern University President Morton Shapiro took on the illiberal tyranny that permeates most of higher education. What? President Woke appears to be melting. During his tenure as president of Northwestern, the school has been consistently regarded as near the bottom of tolerance for a diversity of opinion. Oh, you can imagine how they feel about me, right? I am not about to be their alumnus of the year, okay? Yeah. Law professor Jonathan Turley, a graduate of Northwestern University's law school, wrote in 2016 that, quote, Shapiro had succeeded in not just abandoning principles of free speech, but directly assaulting core values of academic freedom. The chilling effect of his words will be most felt by untenured faculty who may think twice about advocating views that Shapiro has not defined as lunacy and idiocy, end quote. In addition to students as well. Now, this is pervasive when you get into this intolerant wokeness. It's not just professors or untenured professors who can become targeted. but students and staff. Goes on. But his new column, Shapiro's new column, which he co-authored, is a complete reversal. It says what centrist conservatives and the few remaining true liberals say every day. Intolerance has destroyed academic freedom. The left is vastly overrepresented in faculties. Everyone shouts and no one listens. And perhaps worst of all, the certainty that professors assert make facts irrelevant. Quote, no evidence could possibly persuade them, professors, academics, that they are mistaken, end quote, he wrote. So the question is, well, what happened to President Woke Shapiro here? What happened? We can only speculate, but maybe he got fed up with surely a horrible job as president, of Northwestern, trying to manage a university full of the righteous indignation and intolerance his new column says is common on campuses across America. So maybe he was fed up. It also could be that, well, it turns out that there have been some protests against him that even intolerant President Morton Shapiro, well, according to the wokeness crowd, just wasn't intolerant enough of people like myself that speak about academic freedom and free speech. Oh, so he just might have been fed up with all the goat rodeo of wokeness. But it also could be, another reason is, well, they're starting to target him and protest against him. But I think there might be another reason. Yeah. So people like yours truly, when they've had issues about intolerance, and none of us have said, no, you shouldn't be talking about wokeness on campuses. No, not at all. We say, you want to talk about it, talk about it. But just don't suppress free speech of the other side of the equation. So individuals like myself, with my undergraduate university at Bucknell University, that the president of Bucknell brought and I've talked about this before, brought an Antifa terrorist in to speak to the students and the faculty and the staff, paid for them to come, in the process putting every faculty member, staff member, and student in harm's way. Yeah. So that was at Bucknell, and we had Shapiro shooting his mouth off at Northwestern about, not being tolerant of diversity of opinion. So alumnus like myself said, no more money, no more donations, nothing. And we started speaking to other alumni of our universities. So could it be that, he saw the bottom line evaporating because of this intolerance to free speech? Could be. Or it could be all of the above. Fed up with the goat rodeo. Now they're protesting against him because he's not woke enough, intolerant enough. And 3, the money's drying up. Hard to build those massive mausoleums that these presidents builded themselves and put their names on them, with the hope that those universities will, maybe one day, if I do a really good job at catering to the deep state and the globalist syndicate, they'll rename the university I'm currently president at to my name. Yeah, they'll rename Northwestern University to Shapiro University. They'll rename Bucknell University to Bravman University. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right. Sorry. As long as people like myself that value free speech and independent thought are around, that will never happen. What's the bottom line here? Well, the bottom line is that the woke are melting. Why? Because the public is waking up and has awoken, in fact. Awakened. They've awakened to the intolerance of wokeness. And frankly, that's a wonderful thing. I hope you'll join me at davejanda.com, the radio show, the subscription service, extra shows, WTF geopolitical show every Wednesday, video format show that I present information from my contacts behind the curtain. Our Thursday interview that we bring forward someone from behind the curtain to speak about what's really happening. This week, I have a update interview with Dr. Lee Merritt, one of the top physicians and researchers as it relates to what's really going on with the, can't say the word, and right. We call the segment, the interview we do on our subscription platform with Dr. Merritt this week, which will be released on Thursday. Flu d'etat. Like coup d'etat? Flu d'etat? Get it? Plus, on our subscription platform, you have access to all of our archives. For the WTF shows, the Insider Insight interviews, our radio shows all the way back 10 and a half years to the inception of Operation Freedom, all available for you. Plus our healthcare policy series, our Department of Advanced Research show, and our contributing editor section. We hope you become part of our Freedom family and support what we do. We have a lot of free content also on davejanda.com. We hope you'll become part of our Freedom family at davejanda.com. Thank you for joining me today. Until next time, Dave Janda signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.